Okay, so good day my fellow taong bayan mga kasimor. So ngayon po papag-usapan na natin tong highly controversial statement ni Senator Marcoleta kung saan sinabi niya po ay i-give up yung Kalayaan Island Group. Pero may second naman po siyang statement dito na kinlarify niya. So magbibigay na lang po ako ng comment and thoughts ko so mga ganung situation po ng mga politicians, yung may initial silang sasabihin tapos later on may clarificatory statement sila kung ano ba talaga yung timbang na mga ganyang actions. Okay? Pero before tayo mag-start po, since this still involves a very sensitive issue po, yung issue po ng bansa natin in relation to China, klaruhin ko na lang din po talaga yung position ko as a private citizen, as a practicing lawyer, as a husband, and as a father. Okay? So number one po, ang position ko talaga sa atin yung West Philippine Sea. Okay? Wala po tayong question dyan. Pangalawa, yung Kalayaan Island Group, sa atin din po yan. Part yan ng territory ng Philippines. Okay? Wala din po tayong kailangan pagdebatihan dyan. Kasi ito po, titingnan po natin sa Article 1 ng Constitution po natin mismo. This is the 1987 Constitution. Ang nakalagay po dito, the national territory comprises the Philippine Archipelago with all the islands and waters embraced therein and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty or jurisdiction. So may sovereignty naman po tayo sa Kalayaan, di ba? Klaro naman po yun kasi meron nga po tayong munisipyo doon, meron tayong elected officials. So from there, makita po natin na we have sovereignty and jurisdiction over that island. Okay? And then lastly po, klaruhin ko lang din, I also do not agree with the aggressive actions ng China. Pag sila po yung nag-overstep, pumupunta na sa EEZ natin, tapos nag-water cannon, ng Coast Guard natin, ng fishermen natin, hindi rin po ako agree doon. Pero pag tayo po, yung Pilipinas, yung pumupunta sa area nila para lang magka-water cannon or magkaroon ng balita, hindi rin po ako agree doon kasi tayo na po nag-instigate niyan. Diba? This is again somewhat related dun sa last video ko regarding this issue kung saan kinlarify po ng DND na hindi lumalapit yung Pilipinas normally sa Vietnam and sa Malaysia side kaya hindi nagkaka-water cannon issues. Okay, so yan lang po ang gusto ko klaruhin. But anyway po, again, si Senator Marcoleta po, yung statement niya, yung magiging main discussion talaga natin. Then of course, I will also be explaining what is sovereignty at kung bakit importante po talaga yan para sa bansa natin. Okay, so yan po ang magiging discussion for today.
Senator, bakit may ibang senador na sinasabi pinamimigay mo daw yung Kalayaan Island Group?
Kailan ko daw sinabi?
Galante ito si Sen.
Alam mo, ini-splice nila eh.
Ay,
even
Pero tama yun. Paano, for the record, para maging klaro, ano talaga?
yung sinabi niyo,
That
Senator?
happened when 35 members of the armed forces were up for confirmation.
Ay, oo nga.
Parang last
Sana,
week yung
oo.
campaign, So I was surprised that even the one who represented them, who is a captain, is the highest ranking na nandun sa amin. Hindi niya alam na yung key features ng Kalayaan Island Group, 4 of them, which are being occupied by the Philippines today, hindi niya alam na nalabas siya sa ating exclusive economic zone.
More than 200 nautical miles
270
away.
All the while,
Okay, so clarify ko lang muna guys. Yung territorial waters po kasi natin that only extends up to 12 nautical miles po from the baseline. May ano yan may mga ganyan-ganyan yan na palibot sa islands po natin kasi archipelago tayo. Tapos from there, ma-establish po yung baseline ng territorial waters natin. Tapos mag-extend yan ngayon up to 200 nautical miles as the exclusive economic zone. Pero yung sa EEZ po, hindi na yun considered as territory talaga ng Philippines. Okay, so sa EEZ, yung may right na lang po tayo dyan is to utilize, to research, and to basically in relation lang po to the resources na nandun sa 200 nautical mile. Kaya po exclusive economic zone yung tawag, hindi na territorial water. So strictly speaking, yung territory lang po talaga natin extends up to the 12 nautical miles which constitutes as our territorial waters. Okay? So tama po dito si Senator Marcoleta na labas na yun sa not only sa EEZ natin, kundi pati sa territorial waters. However, kung nakita po ninyo, yung dito nga sa Constitution, ang nakalagay naman, and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty or jurisdiction. So even if a group of islands po is outside the territorial waters natin, pwede pa rin po yan makonsider as territory ng Philippines as long as may sovereignty and jurisdiction po tayo over that. So yung best example na lang po niyan is yung sa United States of America, di ba? Kasi yung Guam and Hawaii, sobrang layo na po nun sa USA. Lampas na po talaga yon dun sa 12 nautical miles na territorial waters nila. nevertheless, it still forms part of their territory kasi they have sovereignty and jurisdiction over those islands. Okay? So yan na po ang gusto ko idagdag. So napalecture na tuloy ako ng territorial waters. Anyway po, tuloy tayo.
All the while, can you imagine that? All the while, ang akala niya, nasa loob ng ECC. So, Commodore Tariela did not even tell them the whole story. So, akala ko ba siya ang spokesman ng WPS Transparency Group Office?
Correct.
He hasn't been so transparent about it.
So, teka,
ano nangyari?
Kaya
this is a
lumitaw yun.
Navy captain, sir?
Hindi, armed forces siya.
So, Army
Si
or ano?
Commodore, ang counterpart niya sa Army is a general.
General, general.
Kaya lang, civilianized na ang Coast Guard, alam mo naman.
Yes,
Kaya lang, tayo naman. Kahit civilian ka na, naka-uniforme ka pa. So,
Under DOTR ang Coast Guard eh.
Yes,
Pero,
So-
uniform servicemen sila. Yun ang
So,
naging problema.
nagulat sila na outside,
Hindi nila
tapos may
alam.
nagre-react na ibang mga senador nga na pinamimigay niya. Pero, this is correct. Yung Kalayaan Island Group, hindi outside siya sa EEZ kasi ang claim natin sa kanya is occupation.
Walang question doon, di ba? We exercise sovereignty over
walang
Kalayaan
question
because
doon.
matagalan nating occupy
Tayo
yun.
ang occupant doon.
Yes.
So, territory natin yun.
Yes,
Ang hindi lang nila maintindihan, okay, kino-connect nga natin yung na-generate na maritime area doon sa tinatawag na West Philippine Sea. Magkakaroon na napakaraming obstacles.
Yes.
Doon mismo sa articles ng UNCLOS. Kaya ko sabi ko, Kapitan, do you realize the legal impediments? Sa UNCLOS pa lang sasabit na tayo. So nung minumustra ko yung difficulty, I was raising a question out of pique.
Yes.
Para bang sinabi ko kay Gob Ben, Gob, sinasabi ko sa iyo, mapanganib talaga yung lugar na yan, ha?
So hindi niyo sinabi
bahala
na
ka.
i-give up na natin.
Hindi, bahala ka. Pero kung gusto mong magpakamatay, Ben, pumunta ka doon. I am not advocating na magpakamatay si Gob Ben. I'm stressing yung warning ko sa kanya na huwag kang pupunta doon dahil mapanganib. So sinabi ko, it's very impossible na ma-enclose mo siya because there are several obstacles. Okay? So, you cannot do this unless you give it up. Parang ganun lang, no? I am not advocating. Teritoryo natin yun, eh.
Yes.
And territory is not part of the ruling or of the arbitral tribunal.
Correct.
Wala sa jurisdiction na yan.
Kasi UNCLOS yung sa arbitration.
tayo,
Okay, so I think it's clear naman na po na yung position ni Senator Marcoleta is territory talaga natin yung Kalayaan Island Group according to him. Kinlarify naman niya. And yung claim nga natin doon is based on occupation. So dyan po kasi minsan nagkaka-confuse since laging West Philippine Sea, puro sea, South China Sea yung naririnig natin. Pero there are numerous ways po kasi to establish yung territory ng Philippines, di ba? So like what I stated, pag yung archipelago lang natin based on dun sa baseline methods natin, wait lang, ipapakita ko na lang po sa inyo yung drawing para mas maintindihan nyo talaga. Okay, so ito po is from Wikipedia. Medyo magigets nyo na yung idea talaga nitong baseline na markings eh. So, di ba kasi archipelago po tayo nakaseparate. So, meron yung mga imaginary lines dyan. Tapos, yan yung mabubuo basically itong dark blue. And then from there, 12 nautical miles mag-extend. Yan yung strictly territorial sea talaga natin. Or in the simplest way na masabi ko po, parang extension pa po yan ng lupa natin pero tubig na siya. Territorial sea yung tawag. So we can enforce fully lahat po ng batas talaga natin dyan. Okay, at kung may pumasok po dito sa territorial sea natin, that can be considered as invasion already of our territorial integrity as a sovereign nation. Okay, whereas po kasi, again, yung EEZ, like what I explained earlier, limited lang po yung rights natin dito to research and development, maintenance, and utilization of resources. Tapos usually, since malayo po yung 200 nautical miles, kung makita po nyo, diba, itong light blue EEZ, ang layo po niyan, magbabanggaan po talaga yan with other countries. Kaya nagkakaroon ng mga initiatives na shared exploration, utilization, so on and so forth ng resources. Okay, so ang nakikita ko pong naging problem lang dun kay Senator Marcoleta ay parang nako-confuse ng iba yung EEZ from territorial waters and from the territory ng Philippines. But yun nga po, I already explained it naman. So, i-playback nyo na lang po kung gusto nyo ulit marinig ano talaga yung ibig sabihin ng EEZ. But anyway po, since kinlarify naman na po ni Senator Marcoleta talaga dito na sa atin yung Kalayaan Islands, jurisdiction natin yon, and yung claim natin is via occupation, therefore wala siyang problem doon. Yung problem lang niya, kung ipapasok daw sa EEZ. Pero kung ako nga po tatanungin, hindi naman kailangan talaga ipasok sa EEZ kasi as long as we have claim over it, we have territory, we have sovereignty and jurisdiction over it, then that forms part of the territory of the Philippines in accordance with Article 1 of the 1987 Constitution. Okay? So ngayon, konting break lang muna tayo guys. Just a reminder po na hopefully you can consider subscribing sa YouTube channel ko if you enjoy my content or my videos. Pag sa YouTube po, 100% free po yung subscription. And hopefully also you can consider liking po itong video na to. So maraming salamat po to everyone and ngayon tuloy po ulit tayo sa video. Okay? So ngayon, explain ko naman po sa inyo kung ano yung epekto ng mga ganitong statements na may appearance of mga backtracking. Although hindi ko pa sinasabing nag-backtrack si Senator Marcoleta because according to him, hindi naman talaga daw niya gusto i-give up ng Philippines yung Kalayaan Island Group. So ang mangyari lang niyan ngayon, dito na papasok yung trabaho po natin, the taong bayan of the Republic of the Philippines. Kasi si Senator Marcoleta is a public servant and to be specific, an elected public servant. So kung tingin po nyo ay nag-aano na lang siya dito, nag-aalibay, edi depende po talaga yan sa inyo, di ba? Na taong bayan. Kung tingin ninyo hindi na siya deserving ng trust nyo once na dumating yung tamang panahon for re-electing or electing him to another position. Ganun na po talaga yun because at the end of the day, these are public servants, politicians, pero since wala naman po to sa court, edi wala po talaga masyadong value yan if he will have a second clarificatory statement kung saan mas na expound or mas na-explain niya talaga yung gusto niyang i-point out. Okay? So yan lang po ang gusto ko sabihin talaga. And alam ko rin naman po na posibleng nag-aalibay lang si Senator Marcoleta. Pero wala naman po tayo sa korte nga eh. So yung magiging taga-husga lang po talaga nito, yung mga judge, is the Filipino people, the taong bayan. Diba? So yun nga po, kung ayaw niyo na siya supportahan because of this statement, then that is something na magiging consequences lang sa actions ni Senator Marcoleta. Pero normal naman po yan sa politicians talaga na may initial statement, maybe because out of passion or let's say emotions, nakakasabi sila ng mga bagay-bagay na hindi pala yun yung point talaga nila, tapos later on magkaka-clarificatory statements. Okay, so ngayon magbibigay ako ng isang example na parang ganito rin, tapos yung sa clarificatory statement, medyo nag-iba na, pero it also touches on sovereignty topic or the issue on sovereignty. Okay? Yun po yung group effort na sinabi ni Secretary John Vic dun sa interview din sa Billionaire News, although iba yung interviewer that time. So inexplain ni Secretary John Vic kung sino yung nagko-consist nung group effort na sinabi niya doon. Pero nung nagkaroon ng Senate investigation si Senator Amy, naging iba na rin yung clarificatory statement ni Secretary John Vic. So baka out of ano lang din yun, out of emotion niya, out of passion during the interview, kaya nasabi niya yung ganun na hindi pala clear. So anyway, ito, pakinggan din natin yung statement ni Secretary John Vic kung saan nag-clarify din po siya.
Nagsalita po ang ating mahal na Secretary John Vic na ang nagplano po rito, o yung pagkaintindi namin, ang nagplano ay kayo.
I would like
Secretary
to ask
Anyo, Secretary Gibo Chodoro, at ang pinangalan, ang Chief PNP, General Marbil. Parang apat yung pinangalanan sa isang interview ng ating Secretary ng DILG.
Can I answer that, ma'am?
Yes, please, you're recognized.
The question
Alam ko minention pa nga si PBBM dun sa Billionaire interview pero hindi binanggit ni Senator Amy.
was who planned this. I did not state in any way who planned it. The meeting was of executive privilege. It is a conversation between the president and the ones I mentioned. There was
So what exactly did you say? Ano sinabi po ninyo?
They asked me-
Pagkaintindi namin, itong apat na pinangalanan, ang siyang nagplano. Kasi
Ma'am, we're already invoking
namin.
executive privilege in this matter.
Yes.
We're invoking executive privilege in this.
That's fine, but it's in
Yes.
the interview and it's
Yes, ma'am.
public.
It goes as far as the interview, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yes,
it.
I'd like to understand. I think your brother was trying
I
to
did not
explain
state in any
what he
way.
said in the interview, and I'm
They
happy
asked
to hear
me if
it.
I planned it. I said it was not me. There were other people in the room, but we did not discuss any plans of any arrest.
Saan nanggaling yung mga pangalan na ito?
Ma'am, that again is executive privilege. Ma'am, let
Pero
me explain, ma'am.
nandun-
Let me explain
nandun sa
first, ma'am.
interview po eh.
Yes, yes,
Ang
ma'am.
liwanag
Let
eh.
me explain first, ma'am. We were discussing rumors of an impending arrival based
Parang hindi
on
yung ganun ang dating sa amin eh. Ang
that
pagkaintindi
is
namin,
the
apat
whole
na
truth,
nagplano.
ma'am. That is what we were discussing rumors. Go ahead, ma'am.
Patugtog na lang natin para maintindihan ha.
What was and who was really on top of this?
Kayo ho ba? Because during the press conference of the President, it was you and the President.
Yes.
So ikaw ho ba nagplano ng lahat ng ito?
Hindi naman, hindi naman. It was a group effort. Secretary Chidoro was there, Secretary Anyong was there too, and the President and I. So, hindi naman ako. Ako lang ang natira.
stand by that, ma'am.
Last man standing doon sa Malacanang.
I stand by that.
Kasi Secretary Chidoro was working out of his office.
Napakaliwanag po ng sinabi
Yes, ma'am.
ninyo. Wala
Secretary
namang
Anyong, of course,
mapakiyaw-kiyaw doon sa
yes, ma'am.
sinabi.
Yes, ma'am.
Patayin na muna natin. Pakaliwanag naman ang sabi ninyo, hindi ako mag-isa, kahit ako ang kasama ng Presidente nung nagsalita
ma'am.
sa press con, hindi ako mag-isa ang nagplano. Isang grupo kami. Tapos pinangalanan mo.
No, ma'am.
Sinabi ninyo
I state, ma'am, again, executive privilege. But, ma'am,
Walang executive privilege kasi binunyag na ninyo
I
sa
must
TV.
state it very clear, as I stated very clear, that there was no mastermind. We were discussing mainly about what the President's statements were in Hong Kong, and it was based all on that statement, ma'am.
Sinabi ninyo na hindi kayo mag-isa na nagplano, kundi isang
There was no
grupo.
planning, ma'am.
Pero yun ang sabi eh.
I said, hindi ako nagplano. Marami
May
kaming-
isang grupo na nagplano.
We were all talking about a rumor, ma'am, and that was all.
Rumor lang yun?
Yes, ma'am.
So yun din, di ba? May initial statement, tapos may clarificatory statements dito si Secretary John Vic. So yung mangyayari, hindi naman natin pwede pilitin, di ba? Yung mga politicians natin na ganun yung understanding natin. Kasi at the end of the day, sila yung nagsabi nung bagay na yun eh. So sila yung may actual final say kung ano yung gusto talaga nila i-point out. So since si Secretary John Vic is a public servant, although currently he's an appointed public servant, so kung tumakbo rin siya for public office later on, edi tayo po yung magiging judge niyan kung whether or not deserving ba siya ng trust natin because of mga ganitong statements na magulo yung first from the clarificatory statement. Okay, so ang isa pa po na possible consequence din dito ay yan, we can also give our comment to this kasi lumabas na yan out in public eh, di ba? Therefore, it is open for fair commentary sa regular members ng taong bayan. Kaya nga, si Senator Marcoleta, because of his statement doon, ang daming mga memes ngayon na lumalabas na chinador daw siya. Tapos yung kay Secretary John Vic din naman, yung mga group effort na memes yung lumalabas. So, yan lang po. At the end of the day, tayo po talaga yung may final say dyan na taong bayan kung susuportahan ba natin tong mga public servants na to come the appropriate time because of mga ganitong statements. Okay? And then, explain ko na lang din po pala kung bakit ito yung nabigay kong example, yung kay Secretary John Vic. So kaya ito po yung example because both issues, this one and yung kay Senator Marcoleta, involve sovereignty questions or issues po kasi dito yung sa geographical territory natin, whether or not part ba yun ng sovereignty natin yung Kalayaan Island, which clarify ni Senator Marcoleta na sa atin naman talaga we have jurisdiction and authority, sovereignty over the Kalayaan Island group. And then yung kay Secretary John Vic, yung issue naman doon is yung questionable surrender nga kay FPRRD. So yung sa pag-surrender po kay FPRRD, kaya ko po nasabing questionable yon kasi in sovereignty, it also involves yung internal sovereignty. And kaya ko po nasabing internal sovereignty issue yung dun sa pag-surrender kay FPRRD is because one of the foundation legal principles po in relation to the International Criminal Court or yung ICC. So yung ICC po kasi, it functions based on the principle of complementarity. Okay? So ang ibig sabihin po niyan, pag ang isa pong judicial system ng isang bansa is unable or unwilling to prosecute an accused who is alleged to have violated international humanitarian laws, dun lang po magsi-step in yung ICC. Supposedly, ganun po yun. So, since yung nangyari kay FPRRD, sinurrender na siya dun sa The Hague. So, kung ako po ang tatanungin ninyo ngayon, it would give the appearance to the international community na the judicial system of the Philippines is not able, willing, or functioning para ma-prosecute ang isang akusado. 'Di ba? At kung ako po kasi ang tatanungin ninyo as a practicing lawyer, meron naman po akong actual cases sinahawakan ngayon. Every day po of the work week, meron ako mga client concerns na ina-attendan, mga case hearings and case meetings. So in summary po, para sa akin as a private practicing lawyer, functioning po yung judicial system natin. 'Di ba? And like what I've explained already in my past video regarding this issue, si FPRRD naman po, being a private citizen now, wala na po siyang means or capability na mang-intimidate or mangharas ng mga witnesses or ng mga judicial proceedings. So again, kaya ko po nasabing internal sovereignty issue because of what we did. We surrendered a Filipino citizen to The Hague, an international criminal court that would give now an appearance sa international community na may problema yung judicial system natin. Diba? So yan, that's an internal sovereignty issue kung ako po ang tatanungin ninyo. Sa final remark lang po, ang masasabi ko talaga, basta mga ganitong issues po, sovereignty issues na yung pinapag-usapan, dapat po talaga maging united tayo as a country at wag po sana talaga tayo maging divided or maging judgmental na porkit may sabihin ganito, pro-China or pro-America agad. Kasi if it involves sovereignty na natin, tapos ma-infiltrate tayo dahan-dahan, at kung tuluyan pong mag-collapse yung bansa natin, edi tayo din po yung kawawa dyan kasi mawawala na yung Republika ng Pilipinas. Okay, and then idagdag ko na lang din po, again, as to this very sensitive issue, wag po sana tayo makinig lang talaga to political speeches kung hindi dapat sa mga factual presentations na clearly established na based on the realities of the situation. Diba? Kasi pag political speech po, that is very entertaining or maganda pakinggan kasi yung point naman po talaga ng political speech is to encourage support from politicians. Kaya tendency, talagang may entertain ka niyan at talagang gusto mo pakinggan. Pero ang masasuggest ko lang po, since again, this is a very sensitive issue, sana po kayong lahat, my fellow taong bayan, mag-go the extra mile at manood din ng mga boring na explainer videos para maintindihan nyo talaga yung realities ng factual circumstances as to this issue. Okay, so yan lang po ang masasabi ko. Hopefully, klaro po yun. If you like more legal videos on current events, subscribe lang po kayo sa channel ko. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!